welcome to Ferg's Words. I am here in Hull at the Hull People's Memorial. I'm going to go and check out the War Scene Museum and let's go see what it's all about. Welcome to the museum. My name's Julian. Everything on this side is World War I. We've got, you imagine going through the trench, and we've got people who's making the tunnels, and then you get the Royal Engineers going, who do the explosions, you know, take everything up. As you come down, the part in the middle represents no man's land, and you get a little bit further along, that's where all the officers would be. So, but they would still have 3 inches of water. Then we'll come on to, we've got some weapons, which we can show you, and then we've got the first aid post, which that is from World War I, and that would be made up of somebody's kitchen in France. So also the cellar, because if the Germans come in, they wouldn't hear them down in the cellar. If we come round, then we'll go on to sort of like the World War II. We've got the Anderson Shelter, Auxiliary Fire Service, Air Raid Warden's Post, which I'm representing today. And as you come round, we've got a cafe and a memorabilia shop. We've got other artefacts like exploding chocolate, what the Germans used during the war.
There's a story about this chocolate. During World War II, when the Germans were bombing Hull, they were dropping fake chocolate. And the little kids, children, used to find it, oh, chocolate. Pick it up. The little lad used to break a bit off, blow his fingers off. Or a little girl bit into it, blew side the face off. It wasn't to kill the children, it was to maim the children. So the parents won't get called up into the war effort, into the forces, or to go and work in the factories to help the war effort. So that's the story about the explosive chocolate.
And as I say, up there, that represents no man's land. And in some places, this is just how far they were apart, because they could throw grenades at you, and if you see them, they could throw them back before they went off.
Here we have the Anderson Shelter. It's issued to people outside of Hull, because in Hull, if we tried to dig down 4 foot, like we're supposed to put the Anderson Shelter in, would have hit the waterline. So we had the concrete shelters, but all over the UK, you had the Anderson shelters. The better off you was, the better the Anderson shelter you got. What we've done, we've moved it from there to here, so you can look inside of how people lived inside the Anderson shelters during World War II.
Also, what they used to do is farm trees and they used to hollow them out and put a sniper in. So as I was coming over, there was actually shooting the Germans, and the Germans could not shoot them because there was all so much camouflage. And that's why they hollowed the trees out and they put a sniper in them. The chaff that they used a 303 Lee Enfield, which we've got over there, and also they've had a sidearm as well. represents somebody's kitchen in France. The chap what it's based on, his name was Corky, and what happened, he went to join up in the First World War, and because he was colourblind, the military wouldn't allow him to join. So as he got on the track, off the tram on Beverly Road, these two ladies said to him, "Go and put a uniform on, you coward, and fight." So he goes back to City Hall and he joins the Royal Army Medical Corps. And then with no training, they actually send him to the front line and he survived the war. And he got the Victoria Cross. Also, he kept a diary. If he'd have been caught with that diary, he'd have been shot by the army. So when he did finally pass away, it was given to a chap called Ron Fairfax, who put his diary into a book.
Wow, and that was absolutely amazing. Definitely recommend that you come and check this out, and it's free entry, so what more could you want?